We are here, guys. Episode 2 of Teens Weekly. Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're going to be talking about toxic relationships. I just got done hammocking. Side note, would recommend 10 out of 10 buying a hammock. It is the most stress-relieving thing I've ever done in my life. I actually lost my first 2 hammocks somehow or another, and I'm on my 3rd one, but I wouldn't drop $50 on a hammock. You can get off-brand ones. They're all the same. It's like Gucci. You're just buying a name, really. Just get a hammock. Any hammock will work. You can get a $30 hammock at Meijer, and they're bomb. Just get a hammock, throw it up somewhere on the beach, listen to the waves, and just let it all out. It's great. All right, back to the action here. Episode 2, toxic relationships. This is a ongoing epidemic, I would label it as, in adolescence today. Even with the adults, I see it a lot. Wow, I do see it a lot. So we're gonna talk today about how to identify a toxic relationship, what to do about a toxic relationship, the avenues you can take to fix and or remove a toxic relationship from your life. We're going to talk about a lot about self-empowerment through toxic relationships, what you can learn about what you can learn through toxic relationships. There's a little bit we're going to talk about a little bit how to teach others about toxic relationships, because a lot of this is individual learning, and it's very, very situational, and that's why it's going to be a little difficult for me to cover, but I'm going to try to generalize it as best as I can for you guys. So, one second. All right. So, how to identify a toxic relationship. So, the primary ways to identify a toxic relationship is taking a step back out of your life. And if you think you have a toxic relationship with somebody, whether it's just an ongoing grinding tension between you and someone else, whether you have a relationship with them or not, which you should. If you're communicating with someone enough to the point where you think you have a toxic communication and or relationship with somebody, you probably have a relationship with somebody, which doesn't mean you're dating them. I hate when people do that. They're like, oh, we have a relationship, we're dating or whatever. No, you can have a relationship with a friend. If you have emotion towards somebody or you have feelings, whether it's, a love, you can love your friends. You don't have to just love the woman or man you're going to marry. You can have a relationship with somebody and just have feelings towards them as a friend. Like, I love my friends. I have a relationship with my friends. So, anyway, stop talking about the definition of relationships. How to identify a toxic relationship. You have to look at really a day-to-day basis type of ordeal. You have to look at how you and the other party do things on a day-to-day basis, how what happens in your communication or your language towards one another, whether it's body language or your mental language, your psychological language, which is like how you think about that person, like when they do something that either upsets you or pleases you, whether you're just looking to find an excuse to be mad at that person or whatever it is. You have to identify what it is, what the toxicity of your relationship is. So, looking at a day-to-day basis, whether it's in the past week or month, you really have to look at whether long-term or short-term, what it is that creates the tension in your relationship. Wow, finally got that out. Drug that out. So, for example, if you've been friends with somebody for a long time and you're just developing as people, which happens a lot, this is why relationships in high school never last, is because you're developing as people, and sometimes you don't develop in the same way because you're raised differently, or you have different morals or ethics, or you were raised in a different religion, or you were raised in no religion. Whatever it is, people are going to develop. Nobody's the same. People are going to develop differently. And that causes conflict. That's why we see, political conflicts, we see religious conflicts in history and today. But we see compromises in the world, so we know that we can compromise, whether it's not a compromise or whether it's a compromise or a healing process with another person you have a relationship with, or whether it's a party of people, or whether it's somebody you don't see eye to eye with. You can heal those things. There's nothing you can't heal unless it's blatantly permanent, like a death or something like that. But you can always heal a relationship. You can never make new old friends. And that's a quote from a song that I really like. So remember that. You can never make new old friends. So taking steps to heal a relationship with somebody is probably the most important thing you can do when you identify a toxic relationship. And how you do that is you have to confront the other party about how you're feeling. And it's okay. I know, guys, it's hard to be emotional because we're so, we want to be in society. We want to be the rock, I don't have emotions, baby, all that stuff. But it's okay, guys. I see this, and I've only been out of high school for a couple months, but I've noticed such a change in my life and the people I surround myself with, that it's okay to be emotional as a man, as a male. The stereotype in high school is that you gotta be this macho dude, and it's not socially acceptable to have emotions. I've never seen a guy cry in high school unless I was at camp, where it's very emotional. Jesus camp. Anyway, moving on. It's okay to be emotional. You have to confront the other party about how you're feeling, especially guys and girls. Girls, you guys like to catfight and get all your emotions out in kind of a catastrophic way, and then you guys revisit the problem after things have settled, which is a good thing that women have developed over time, which works very well. That's why you see female relationships last longer than male relationships, because guys have lost the ability to talk about their feelings. And I'm not saying it's a good thing that you girls get out your feelings, but it's not the most productive way to do it. If you know that your relationship is toxic and you've identified that, and you've identified what it is that makes your relationship toxic, instead of escalating the situation, you need to take yourself out of the situation, calm yourself down, de-stress. Like in my last video, just take the stress and the emotion and just let it flow out. Go buy a hammock, go do something. And then you gotta put yourself back in the situation, confront the person about it, and say, hey, this is bothering me. I know our relationship is not the best right now, and this is how I feel. And you guys will discuss, and the other person will have a rebuttal, but you have to try to keep the situation calm. Then, after you both identified what it is that is making your relationship toxic, you can then move on and say, okay, well, I don't want to lose this friendship with you. I don't want to lose this relationship with you. So what steps can we take, and what goal are we trying to reach? The goal you should always be trying to reach is to detoxify your relationship. And you got to say, okay, what do we need to do in order to solve this problem? And you guys just had to sit down. Okay, well, my problem is that, I don't like your political opinions. Okay, well, I don't like your political opinions either. And this happens a lot in high school. I know. I've had a lot of friendships ruined via political opinions, which is just totally stupid. Don't get into politics in high school, please. Just have your friends and don't talk about it. Anyway, okay, I don't like your political opinions. I don't like your political opinions. What can we do to solve this problem that's causing conflict in our relationship? All right, well, let's not talk about it. Okay, well, what happens if something comes up and it starts a discussion? We'll say, we'll have a trigger word. Peaches. Okay, moving on, talking about something else. Instead of saying, oh, well, whatever. Like, what do you mean, whatever? I know how it goes. I've seen it before. I've participated in relationships like that before, and it's not fun. It really hurts when you get close to somebody and it's just they're knives. You're just stabbing each other like, okay, I'm gonna hurt them worse than they can hurt me, and then maybe they'll see why I'm pushing this so hard. And sometimes you just gotta, let that pride go and say, okay, Peaches, we're moving on. Okay, good idea. Let's not argue about this. And then go do something, or talk about something that you both have in common. Because, people are not going to develop the same way. One person's going to get raised with religion or without religion, or in a different political home environment, or in a different financial home environment. I've gotten in arguments with people about calling me a rich white kid, and it frustrates me because I prioritize my appearance a lot, because I feel like, that, there's a little bit of squeak there, that, when you present yourself as a person, that's who you are. It's your presentation of your personality. Your personality comes out in your fashion and your haircut and your the way you protrude yourself in society. And I've had people label me as many things, and you know what? I just have to take a deep breath. Okay, well, I personally feel like I'm not, but that's your opinion, and I'm sorry you feel that way. Or, okay, you know what? That's not good conversation. Why don't we talk about something else? And there have been people that have been close to me that have, whether someone has a bad day or it's whatever, you're gonna have some sort of conflict in your relationships. And I don't want you guys to jump the gun and say, oh my God, we got an argument, we have a toxic relationship, what's gonna happen when I'm gonna lose my friend? No, it's not the case. Sometimes people just have bad days, but that goes back to identifying whether it's a long-term repeating cycle of toxicity in your relationship. Moving on, I'm ranting. I love this quote: people change, but people develop more often. So you're not ever going to change somebody. You are never going to change somebody, and you need to get that through your head. I've learned that the hard way. I've tried to change people, and I realized that's not the way to do things. Excuse me. People are who people are, and you should accept someone for who they are. But people are going to develop, and you should want to help people develop themselves in a good moral way. Whether you agree with someone being, dyeing their hair or whatever the new social fad is, if you are friends with somebody, you should want to see them develop themselves as a person, whether you agree with it or not, because you should always strive to make other people happy with themselves, because just one thing you say can change a person's life, and you want to be that positive change. So people will develop, but you're never going to change somebody. But you can develop somebody, and you can be a good influence in somebody's development as their person, which happens every single day in adolescence. When you're 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, all the way up until probably 25, you're going to be developing as a person. When you hit 35, you're going to be pretty well developed. But people are always going to develop. People are always going to, I don't want to say change, because change is drastic. Development is progressive, and you can develop down a wide variety of avenues. The way I'm developing right now, I have no idea what's going to happen to me. I know that one day I'm going to die, but I don't know what's going to happen between now and then. I'm just going to develop as a person, and I will surround myself with people who I won't go in search of a toxic relationship. I will surround myself with people who I am comfortable with and who make me feel good about myself. Identifying relationships. Okay, so severing ties with somebody. This should always be a last resort. I love this quote. You should always negotiate before waging war. And you really need to. It's not good to just cut ties with somebody. That's just a disgusting amount of unemotionality in a person. That's a little scary. If you're just cutting all your friends off because they don't like the same flavor of ice cream as you, you need you need to reevaluate a little bit. But you should always come out with your emotions, and you should always tell people how you feel, and always take those steps I talked about earlier in fixing a relationship rather than cutting it. And this is a question I'm going to get a lot, if you try and you fail to fix a relationship, try again. Try going back. It's like an algebra problem. You have to take the steps in an algebra problem to get the answer, but you can make a mistake in one of the steps, and then you should try it again and see, okay, well, what step did we mess up, and how can we fix that step, and then see what the right outcome is. And if that outcome is still toxic, then you should consider severing ties with that person. And usually, if you and the other party are taking the steps to fix the relationship, you guys will work something out rather than just giving it up. And that happens a lot in boyfriend, girlfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, 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 whatever you are, type of relationships, is that, it's like, like, is this really working? Like, should we really be dating? Should we really? And if you know in your heart that you want to be with that person, or you feel your heart pulling you towards something else in your life, you should always follow your heart, because your heart will always lead you where you think you should go. You should never listen to society, ever, when it comes to relationships. Me and my girlfriend are going way against society's standards. We live 4 hours away from each other, and we're going on almost a year now. So, and I've been following my heart the entire time. So, you just need to follow your heart and follow your dreams, and your heart will lead you in the right direction when it comes to severing ties with a person that you think and or know have a toxic relationship with. All right, moving on. What you can learn, we kind of already covered some of that. Helping other people through it is a big thing you can learn. It's hard to teach. This is why I'm having so much trouble with this video and why I'm going off topic into my own personal situations, is because I'm just trying to give you guys examples of things in my life that I've had toxic relationships with and how I can help you guys through it. And maybe, just one little sentence I say can help you guys through it, because learning from toxic relationships is so individual in today's society, because you're never going to have the same situation twice. It's always going to be something unique, because you're your own unique person and you're having a relationship with someone else who is individual. We are individuals in this world. So it's hard to teach people or, come to you guys with this video and this message, because it's so individual. It's so individual. So what you can learn is that you can help people through their situations, which I am doing. I'm trying to help with you guys right now with toxic relationships. But what you can learn, one of the big ones I wrote down is you can learn how to stabilize people on the brink of disaster by going through toxic relationships and healing them. And this is such a big thing that people need to learn, because I've seen a lot of people go through a lot of hard situations, and I've seen a lot of people with depression. And I've been through hard situations, and I have situational depression, and it's hard to learn the lessons of helping somebody realize that it's gonna be okay and that you are strong. And I'm so glad I'm blessed with the ability to help people through this stuff. And I love doing this. I love coming to you guys with this content and everything like that. And I love talking about this, because I know that I'm going to help, whether it's just one person that views my video, I know I'm going to help you. You can learn how to stabilize people on the brink of disaster. I'm going to start with that because I love that. By going through toxic relationships and learning to heal relationships, whether it's with someone else or you have a toxic relationship with yourself, which I will cover in a side video, to help someone realize that it's going to be okay, whether they're going through a breakup or they have a very difficult relationship with their parents, or they lost one of their best friends, either they moved away or their relationship is suffering greatly. To help someone go through that is an ability that has no monetary value at all. I would not trade my ability to talk to you guys like how I talk to you guys for any dollar value in the world, because I wouldn't want to. And I love doing this, and I love coming to you guys with this stuff. But to help somebody and to pull somebody out of the depths of depression is, and tell them and look them square in the face and say, you're gonna be okay, and I know how to help you, and I can help you, and I'm going to help you, is something that's so amazing. And that alone helps you self-empower. Moving on to our next point. To empower yourself through toxic relationships, whether it's your own toxic relationship or someone else's toxic relationship, is yet again a unique experience, because you can self-empower and reach so many outcomes. And it's mind-boggling when you sit and think about it like I do. Like it's insane. To look at to self-empower through your own toxic relationship situation is usually has one way. Ugh, wow. Okay. One way of self-empowering through your own toxic relationship is taking a step back after you've gone through the relationship, whether you sever the ties or you fix the problem, whatever it may be. You have to take a step back away from the situation, look at the progression of it, and you have to say, okay, this happened, and you have to say, okay, all right, that, we got through it. This is good, and look at how we got through it. That's amazing. That's, wow, I can't believe we made it through that. And you have to say, this is great. Okay, I know how to do this. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling empowered. And I'm going to intertwine what you learn and self-empowerment in the same category because it's practically the same thing, because to self-empower, you have to learn something. But in the severing ties category, I like this quote. It says, "May the bridges I burn light the way to new ones." And sometimes that's the situation. Sometimes it is. Sometimes when you say, okay, this isn't going to work, maybe we should, see other people, or maybe we should, take some time off, and, maybe our friendship won't work out, and maybe we're just meant to do other things. Sometimes just taking the knife and cutting that rope, it just might get you somewhere better. And sometimes you're like, okay, wow, this sucks. And then you open your phone and you're like, or, you get a text from somebody, hey, let's hang out. And it's a new person. You're like, okay. All right. Well, I'm not hanging out with them anymore. So maybe this is the way fate and God is leading me. And you don't know. You just have to trust the process. I put that on Instagram earlier today. You have to trust the journey, and you just have to move forward. You always have to move forward. And that's something that people struggle with doing, especially people who have depression like me. We want to sit in this little ball, and we want to be depressed, and we want to, be pitiful, and we want the attention from being pitiful, and that's not the way to do it. And that's sometimes you get so stuck in your own mental disease, and it is depression and anxiety things. They're disorders. It's a mental incapacity. And I don't know. I'm losing my vocabulary is going down the drain. Anyway, you always have to move forward, whether it's with healing a toxic relationship or it's severing ties. You have to keep going because you are strong, and you can do it, and you can keep moving forward, and you can pull yourself out of the depths, or you can help someone, bring someone up out of this pit of depression or whatever it is, and bring them up the ladder with you, which is what I'm trying to do with you guys, because I know there's so many of you that are down there, and I know so many of you that have toxic relationships, and I'm just trying to come on, keep climbing the ladder. You can do it. You can keep moving forward, and I want every single one of you to watch this video to get way up there higher than me, and I want you to help me come up there so we can keep bringing people up, because that's what we need to do as human beings in today's society, whether it's in America or it's in the world society, is that we struggle with lifting people up. And there's so much tension in the world today, whether it's politically or socially or religiously or morally. We just need to be able to lift other people up and not drag people down. There's a quote from I think it's Gary Vee. So many people are trying to build the biggest building by tearing other people's down so they're the tallest, instead of building theirs up and then building other people's buildings up, or building your building higher than someone else's building. And that's what you need to focus on, is yourself and your self-empowerment, and the way you work through the process, and the way you build yourself up, and then you being the tallest building might inspire someone else to build their building up higher rather than pushing everyone else's building down. And I hope that because my building is so tall in this genre of helping in talking to you people, or you people, wow, you viewers, in the way that I do, is that I hope I can inspire just one of you to build your building tall and proud and moral, and just bring people into your building, into your whatever it may be, and let them exit your building with a smile on their face and a warm heartbeat inside their chest, because that's what I want. That's why I created this YouTube page. That's why I'm on Instagram every day posting motivational stuff. That's why I'm here, and I'm taking the hours and time and thought into everything that I say, is because I want to inspire you guys to do good. And it's hit me like a freight train after I got out of high school that all the stuff I've done is just so immature and rude and cruel, and I want to change. I want to develop as a person. And I hope that I just touch the heart or the mind or the soul of what are you watching, that you can do what I do, whether it's on a smaller scale. You don't have to go out and make a YouTube page and start an Instagram page, but whether you're just talking to someone who you haven't talked to in a while and they're going through a tough time, just take the extra 5-10 minutes to talk to them and relay this message, whether you show them this video or not, or whatever it is, you show them one of my posts, or you send someone one of my posts or something like that. Just take, I urge you to take the extra couple minutes and just help that person out, because it'll help you feel so self-empowered, and it'll help your self-worth so much, and it's an amazing feeling. And I hope that today's episode has made you guys more aware of toxic relationships and how to work through one, how to cope through one, how to learn, how to self-empower, and how to teach. So whatever you took away from today's video, I hope it was something valuable, and I hope you guys join us next week again for another episode of Teens Weekly. I'm actually going to be starting our side video, what do you call it? Series. There we go. On product reviews. I'm going to be doing acne product reviews very soon. I'm going to cover skin types, because I know a lot of people that struggle with acne, especially myself, and you have to identify what your skin type is and the ways you can go about treating it, whether you need more chemical-based treatments, natural-based treatments, and hopefully you guys will tune in for that one too. And I'd love some viewer feedback, so if you guys have anything, any questions, any comments, if you want to help me be a part of it, just let me know, because I'm alone here right now, and so I could use a little help. So if you guys want to offer some help, some comments, anything really, I'd be more than happy to listen to you guys. So shoot me a message in the DMs, leave me a comment, subscribe, hit the bell please, so you guys get our notifications, whether it's on Instagram or YouTube. And just remember that you guys are strong, and that when you work through problems that I'm helping you guys work through, that you're going to come out better. You are going to come out so much better, and you're going to be developed, and you're going to be veteranized in that genre, in that part of the spectrum of all the teenage problems we're going to cover here at Teens Weekly. And one more announcement. I will be ordering wristbands. They're going to be pink. They're going to say Teens Weekly on them. We're going to have You Are Strong quoted on it. I'm going to get some stickers ordered. So if you guys want to spread the word, help advertise a little bit, or whether you just want to represent something you support, please get in contact with me. I could really use some more opinions on what they need to look like, designs, whatnot. If you guys want to help, I'm more than happy to sit down with whoever, 20-30 people, and we'll talk about it. And I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you didn't see this as a rant, because I'm just trying to come to you guys. So you guys enjoy your week, and we'll be back again. Keep an eye on the Instagram. We're going to be posting. I'm trying to put some money into some new camera equipment. I'm using my iPhone right now. I know it looks a little weird on YouTube. I only get 360 frames, which is weird because I'm using my back camera, but I'm working on it. I'm going to get some help. So I hope my message spoke to you guys today, and I hope you guys stick around with me because this is amazing, and I love doing this. And subscribe and like, and we'll see you guys next week. And remember, you are strong.